We will discuss about Malaysian Standard, which is ISO 1-2011. A variety of functional specifications for records management software has been developed in the international community. In 2016, the International Council on Archive agreed to develop a harmonized, generic suite of functional requirements for software products for making and keeping records based on existing jurisdiction specification, and to do so in a manner consistent with the International Standard on Record Management ISO 15489. It is hoped that this suite of guidelines and functional requirements will assist jurisdictions that are developing or looking to adopt their own functional specification, as well as inform the update and revision of previously existing standards.
Next is guiding principle, which is successful organization in information system for making, keeping and using authentic evidence such as records of business activity to meet their business needs and legal obligations. In the digital environment, the development and implementation of such systems require these two types of principles, which are records-related principles and system-related principles. Firstly, digital business information has to be actively managed and reliably maintained as authentic evidence of business activity. As business processes become more completely automated, the digital information generated by such activity may serve as the only evidence of specific transaction or decision. Secondly, business information has to be linked to its business content through the use of metadata. In order for information to have the capability of functioning as a record, it is necessary to augment the information with additional data, which is metadata, that places it in context of the business operation and computing environment in which it was created. Business information has to be kept and must remain accessible to authorized users for as long as required. Design and deployment of business information software must ensure that records can be searched for, retrieved, and rendered in accessible format and media for as long as required for business and legal purposes. Fourth, business information has to be able to dispose of away in managed, systematic, and auditable way. A hallmark of appropriate records management is the retention and appropriate disposition of records generated by business processes according to specific rules. Move to the next part is system-related principle. Firstly, systems should support good business information management as an organic part of the business process. Although it is not necessarily appreciated as such, good record management practices are integral part of any business process. Next, system for capturing and managing business information should rely on standardized metadata as an active, dynamic, and integral part of processes for making and managing records. Automated record solution often powerful capabilities to access and attach standardized contextual information via standardized vocabularies and taxonomies to record content at different times during the life of the record.
And now I will be explaining the next point of guiding principle number 7. Systems should ensure interoperability across platforms and domains and over time. Digital evidence in the form of records often has operational or judicial requirements for persistence over periods of time that may exceed the lifespan of the hardware or software that created it. As such, record information must be able to be presented in a manner that is understood and able to be modified, if necessary, for migration to other technology platforms. And for the number 8, systems should rely as far as possible on open standards and technological neutrality. Many software products that create or manage records are developed using proprietary implementations. Hardware or software dependencies can have adverse effect on access and preservation of record measured in the long term. Use of open standards ameliorates these technological dependencies. And for the next point is systems should have the capacity for bulk import and export using open formats. Digital records resulting from a business process and managed by record software may involve hardware or software dependencies. Record software should ideally incorporate capabilities to remove these dependencies via support for bulk reporting as part of ingest or export capability, or at a minimum via a non-proprietary encoding or record metadata. And for the 10th point is systems must maintain business information in a secure environment. For security purposes, system automating a business process can incorporate safeguards that limit which actions particular individuals can take with digital information. For example, viewing, printing, editing, copying, and transmitting. Systems must not allow unauthorized modifications for any records, including metadata, and where authorized modifications are performed, they must be fully documented. For the 11th point, as much metadata as possible should be system generated. Users are typically unwilling to interrupt their workflow more than 3 times in the accomplishment of tasks necessary to executing the primary activity. It may be impractical and/or unnecessary to expect end users to supply much of the metadata. Systems should be designed and implemented in a manner that allows automatic population of record metadata field. And for the last point, it should be as easy as possible for users to create and capture records of business activity. It is necessary to design system software that automate records management in a way ideally that makes such activity largely invisible to the end user.
Next, we will discuss for implementation issue. First is component of successful digital business information management is include policy frameworks. In addition to deploying software with record functionally, it is necessary to conduct an analysis of existing information management and security policy and law to address area where policy revision may need to occur due to gaps in software capabilities. This include policy relating to record responsibility for different categories of employees, record retention and disposal. Associated with the policy frameworks that guide and support good business information management software may be tools such as classification scheme and metadata models. Second is business process analysis. It is a preferred practice that process analysis should be ideal pursuit and any IT deployment. This include identifying, articulating, and potential relocating roles and responsibilities. The next implementation issue is risk and mitigation. Risk typically associated with record software deployment fall into many categories. Some of these include: first is software selection risk, not making an appropriate determination from a range of commercial off-the-shelf products of which product is the best suited for deployment in an organization. Second is software development risk, experiencing difficulties related to depends on software vendors or developers, including delay in release of the software or inability of the vendor to able to diagnose and fix software problem. Third is technical compatibility risk, inadequately accounting for difficulties in integrating the digital records management software into the IT infrastructure of the organizations.
For the last implementation issue is about financial and organizational sustainability of digital system in its simplest form. A business case articulates a variety of analyses that substantiate an acquisition proposal for the expenditure of an organization's capital in accordance with its capital asset strategy and inventory control of such investment. In the case of record software acquisition, such as business case might consist of a summary of the benefits of record management, outlining how it enables business efficiency, good governance, legal compliance, protection of the right and entitlements of the organization, its staff and the client, and the retention of and access to corporate memory, acquisition strategy, and the summary of the funding requirement for project stages. It is including into future fiscal years. The second one is program management. It is detailing program management team membership and responsibilities And the last one is about enterprise architecture. It is explained about delineation of how a particular software acquisition relates to another existing and planned IT component within an organization.